Hello people and welcome back to News Review. I've took a short break, so hope you don't mind that. One thing that I do have to show here was my ranking of the Gods and Demons seal. I made this, but I never got to actually show it. I think it is a good seal, especially if you don't have Melodius from the 7 Deadly Sins collab. This is a good solid leader, I think. The 2 sub-jackpots are also good for god-related achievements, and the small prizes are all okay except for this one. Moving right on to the new seal, which is Yamato Power Release. Only 4 cards have been power released, are going to be power released. It's Tsukiyomi, Inzanagi, Suzanu, and Inzanagi. So it focuses on race runestones. When there are runestones on the board before dissolving runestones, then that race gets an attack boost of 2.5. So first off, let's go over Tsukiyomi. The leader skill is pretty meh because, of course, you have Enkidu, who is just, why would you use the only dark leader, basically? And Tsukiyomi does fit into Enkidu. Just to mention, her leader skill works on the basis of having a lot of dark moonstones on the board. But her active has become even better. It's CD6 now, before it was CD8. This time tunnel is all the same. Enemy's defense will be reduced to 0, good. And now it can be deactivated at any time, which turns the board into God Runestones and turns Dark Runestones into Enchanted God Runestones. So, really, really good. Now that she is not 6 stars, fits into Enkidu even better. Next up, I placed her a little above 50 diamonds because it's a good solid card, and if you have Enkidu, that's what gives you that extra boost to pull for her if you don't already have her. Next up is Inzanagi, who did not get as much of a boost as I think. Well, he was like a really good Earth leader back in the day, but I don't think he is anymore, simply because of how the Earth box has been built. So he's got, good multipliers. 1.2 on both sides is 1.44, which is not bad for stat boosts. Heart has the effect of Earth, as always. Extend moves movement time by 1.5 seconds. This is not regardless, so that's point number 1 why he's kind of bad. And an attack boost if Earth and Heart are dissolved in the same round. So he gives the same effect, plus God Runestones now, of converting the bottom row into Earth and Heart. And he does rely on multiple groups of Earth and Heart to be dissolved in the first match. And that synergizes with his active. His active is CD8, which is, I think quite long still. But it did get a boost with first off the God Runestones, and also Earth and Heart can be dissolved by aligning 2 or more of them in the first match. So you can get, I believe it is just 15 combos just by his board. But I think adding this all up, he doesn't have anything special, because, I think a old school leader like this needs to fit with the current Earth box. The current Earth box is very dependent on the combination of Rakshasa and Bull King, and who are not gods, both of them. So it just simply doesn't fit here, because he gives gods times 2.5, and there's no good way to get demon runestones, as far as I know or remember. But yeah, so they're just not compatible. If there was a god booster or a super booster, or if he concentrated attack on himself, that would be better. But as neither of those things are happening, or I don't think any of those would be in the spirit of Inzanagi either. He's just not very compatible with the Earth Fox. Nothing special, nothing really, holding him back. But just a very old school leader, no, shield ignoring, combo boosting, nothing really like that. Not even regardless boost of movement time, which is one thing I don't really like about him. So I placed him a little lower than 50 diamonds. Usable for a while probably, but definitely not a top meta leader. Again, if you want an Earth leader, probably like way better off with Athena. Athena can adapt to the Earth Fox very well because she is full Earth Fox and can even borrow some parts. Next up is Suzanu, who went from trash to actually somewhat usable. CD6 of the runestones have the effect of water. If you have the 5 attributes of runestones, you enchant the board and this becomes CD3. If not, turn the board into random users of 5 attributes. So this could be useful for Quintet Shield, Quintet Enchanted Shield. One point that he's not good for is if the enemy forbids you from converting runestones, because that sometimes happens. In that case, he would be useless. Some of the more advanced, I guess, shield solving cards such as Diablo in his other form, he can explode the board and got enchanted Quintet, like 5 attributes enchanted, so you can break enchanted Quintet is what I meant. So yeah, Inzanagi, Dark God CD3, turn light into dark enchanted and turn dark into dark enchanted god. When the team only has gods, dark stones can be dissolved by landing 3 or more of them in the first patch. I'm sorry, this is kind of trash, but like, it is CD3, which is very, very short, and I think this is good to just keep around, or it certainly would not be like a card that you would, I think, PR, but you would just keep at like dual max just in case, Enkidu needs like some support maybe in a future stage with a large number of Dark Runestones very early on in the stage. Next, I'm surprised these are happening so often, that free-to-play cards are breaking the tier list. This is on another level, but the stage also seems to be on another level, because there's Transmigration that you have to go through, a 40 floor Transmigration to go through to get this card. It also has a round limit, so I think it's going to be a hard Transmigration. And yeah, I don't know how easy it is to farm him, but you do get skill level 10, for completing the Transmigration, so maybe just feed him a couple of harpies and you'll be done. That's probably what I will end up doing. Leader skill, that's skip, you can read this if you want, but his actives are truly broken. Active 1, CD8, hypnotize all enemies. Affected enemies will be inactivated for 3 rounds. When the effect is in play, damage all enemies times 1.5. And don't dissolve harpies. So, pretty average. And in activation, it's not burning or freezing or electrifying. And I sure hope they don't add another, like, sleeping sort of shield for this kind of thing, because that would be just obnoxious. But his second active is truly broken. Turn heart into dark. For 1 round, all members launch an extra dark attack. This can be viewed as the ×2 for the whole team. When enemies are hypnotized, damage of all members will be dealt regardless of fixed combo shield and quintet elemental shield. All members. This is a team ignoring shielding card that isn't active. I think the last card that did this, in my memory at least, was Pompeii. And Pompeii is like used as a member pretty often if you want to just brain dead crack through that puzzle shield reliably with the whole team. So you activate his first active, and then you activate his second active, and then there will be no chance of the enemy waking up because all your heart boosters are gone anyway. You can break 20 plus combo shields. You can break quintet elemental shield. This is absolutely a nuts card, so I put him just way above the tier list. Should I start being like farmed with like revived with diamonds will be the next tier, but I don't know if enough overpowered cards exist to warrant that one. Maybe. And a bi-weekly card. Which is in the same series as the last one. I think the last one was kind of bad. This one is useful somewhat. Fire Beast, CD8, ignite all enemies for 3 rounds. When the effect is in play, enemies' defense will be reduced to 0. And for 3 rounds, get some Beast Runestones, and you ignore burning. So, as you probably know, point 2 and point 4 are probably the best points of this. You can ignore burning for 3 rounds, which is, I think, not a thing that has happened with Beasts yet. I feel like in the future, if Beast teams are, a thing, put in there, God Beasts are kind of a dead archetype that they're trying to push with Primal Deities the first time, and now I don't even know what leader you would use for this kind of card, because nobody uses Primal Deities. But yeah, I think I'll place him here. Farm with normal stamina if you like beasts. Actually, I think like if you want to be safe and you like beasts, you can do farm with stamina cans or farm with normal stamina. And of course, at the very least, I think you should get one. As always, he does have a team skill. If you have 2 monsters of this bi-weekly series, then you can activate it as soon as you get into the stage. Alright, that has been this week's news review. If you liked it, leave a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And if you like this, consider subscribing. It is free. I do this every week when I'm actually following a consistent schedule. And subscribing or liking or commenting tells me that you actually like this, and I will try my best to make more of this on a consistent basis. Alright, this has been News Review this week, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.